And welcome everyone to the Friday Night Pep Rally on Riverside TV. My name is Pep Fernandez, and we've got a bunch of action from week 0 of the high school football season. We got highlights from 10 different games, all the scores, analysis, and also an exclusive interview with CIF Southern Section Commissioner Mike West a little bit later in the show. Ghazal Hassan on the end of the table, Coach John Rice in the middle. Jeff Gorham will join us in just a moment. Guys, we've got a lot of scores and highlights to get to. Week 0 did not disappoint, and one of the games that we had live on Riverside TV, Ramona taking on JW North. You guys were on the call for that one, and Ramona coming off all those championships from a year ago, still looking the part, right, Ghazal?
They hung the banner at the stadium. They hung the banner above the press box, and they also honored our friend Jeff Gorham, who's now in the Hall of Fame, and started off with a pick 6. Jordan Daniel, the deflected pass, and then John W. North. Anthony Zavala, I thought, acquitted himself pretty well at quarterback, gets into the end zone there. And I learned something today, Coach Rice.
Yes.
Special teams counts. Why don't you take it away?
You know, they block the extra point, they come back the next play, they run this back, and then after that, the ensuing kickoff, they forced a fumble and recovered it. So special teams came up big for Ramona tonight. Just a great effort on defense as well.
Yeah, Cody Shiner going up top to Isaac Mata right after the turnover. Ken Mashinsky taking the shot. And no Sincere Tolbert today, but a couple of the running backs did a nice job. That's Troy Long scoring there on the little misdirection play. And the running backs for Ramona did pretty well today. And, you know, if you're a John W. North fan, I know you're disappointed today, but I think they're going to get there. They need to kind of play a little bit better together. But it's interesting. Both teams kind of were looking at the offensive lines. I think tonight probably Ramona played a little bit better than John W. North. But Coach, it came down to the mistakes, right? I think it's a week 0, so we know people aren't 100% where they're going to be. The Huskies just made too many mistakes.
They did, but they'll get better. But I want to give a shout out to Mr. Hogue playing running back, the sophomore for North. Just fantastic. They were able to load the box. Ramona had 8-9 guys in the box, and he still got a lot of yards. Did a great job. He's a bright spot for them, and they'll get some things fixed. And Zavala did a really good job getting outside and running the football. So North had an 8-minute drive going into the second half. They received the kickoff there down 27-13. They got into territory, the North Territory, in Ramona territory, and they had a chance. And then they went down, turned the ball over on downs, and that was the end of the game for them. Basically, they didn't get any closer.
It was 14-0 after the first quarter, Pep, and then the second quarter was 13-13. So North got the ball to start the second half, as Coach Rice was talking about. They put together a great drive. They couldn't punch it in. You're talking about, hey, you're down a score going into the fourth quarter, and then obviously Ramona tacked on a touchdown for cosmetics to make it 33-19. But I really do think the Rams look pretty good right now, and I think North will get there. It's going to take them probably a couple of weeks. They're going to play a tough 3 Riverside teams coming out of the box, so that'll help them.
You know, spoiler alert, if you don't want to know how Arlington did tonight, Arlington did win. It was a big road win. We're going to have some video from that one in a moment. But Arlington gets Ramona next week. Both teams are going to be 1-0 going into this contest. Lions winning 28-0 on the road at Western Christian, who was pretty good last year. That's kind of an intriguing matchup now.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, Ramona and Arlington, the old River Valley League rivalry. Now they're in different leagues, you know. I do want to do one thing. Pep, you're back, man. It's great. It's great to have you doing this. I know you're doing your own thing, but Friday night, 11 o'clock. I mean, you know, and I'm biased. Obviously, we're friendly, but you are appointment television for me.
Well, you are way too nice. I couldn't say no. Like, I was actually excited for high school football this season, and you know how it is. Coach gets this. Yeah. It's a love-hate relationship. It's a lot of late nights and weekends and Friday nights, and it kind of blows up your entire fall from August to December, but I love it, so I keep coming back for more.
A lot of passion. Glad you're back.
And I love that we're bringing in the new cast member, Coach John Rice, going to be more with us regularly, kind of like when Happy Days added Ted McGinley many years ago. I think he was a Sigma Chi from USC. I know you didn't go to USC, but no, it's great to have this group together, and it's high school football on Friday night.
Yes. And our goal is to go live from 11 to midnight, again, with all your scores and highlights. Guys, appreciate it. That was North against Ramona. If you'd like to watch the entire game, it'll live right here on Riverside TV, so you can go back to the YouTube channel and check that out. More highlights to get to, including King versus Roosevelt out there, as we're going to make way for Jeff Gorham here on the set. Andy, let's go to those highlights. Aaron Crone making his debut as the Roosevelt head coach, but Jason McMains and the Wolves came out swinging to the aerial attack with backup QB Jacob Duran going downfield to Derek Kahn. No points on that drive for the Wolves. Roosevelt answers. Noah Vasquez, big run for the Mustangs, but King's defense would stand tall on that drive. Check out this play by Aaron Porter. The interception for the Wolves, and he's going back the other way. You can see the Wolves sideline on the far side all fired up after that pick, and then they would go to the ground game. Brian Robinson ripping off a big run for the Wolves. They were on the move in a scoreless game early in this one. And Robinson, again, I think he got in for a touchdown. You guys watched the video as well. It looked like he got in. I guess I don't know, they said he was down at the doorstep. Didn't matter because coming up it's going to be Noah Villarreal going in for the score, the first score of the game, making it 7-0 King. Coach McMains talked about that big offensive line was going to be the strong point this season, and they looked every bit of the part. How about the defensive line as well? Andrew Dixon, the sack there for the King Wolves, and then later it's going to be back on offense for the Wolves. Robinson, 27 yards on the touchdown run. We've talked a lot about Sincere Tolbert. He's a great running back. Some great running backs here in the city of Riverside. But, guys, Brian Robinson has entered the chat. This guy's good. Now, Jeff, who is the guy wearing shorts with a hat on?
I can't see. I'm blind.
At Roosevelt High School, who do you think it might be?
I have no clue. Wait, let me get up close.
He's actually getting out of his seat because it's going to move on to the next highlight in just a moment. Who is that?
I still can't see who it is.
2, 1.
I'm going to tell you after the highlights.
Okay, good golly.
Here comes Robinson again. Wow. Let him cook. 89 yards on this carry. He's going to go all the way down to about the 5-6 yard line of Roosevelt. Robinson had nearly 200 yards in the first half. From the doorstep, facing fourth down, would not matter. Villarreal punches in the touchdown. King jumps on Roosevelt early, 21-0, and they would not look back. Huge road win for the Wolves against a very tough Roosevelt squad. 35-18, the final score in this one. So a nice win to start off the season for the King Wolves.
Who was that? I'm telling you, the bright lights, you know, I'm a star up here, and I can't see if about 8 feet in front of me. I couldn't see 2 feet in front of me.
I'm a little disappointed. It was your boy Chuck Chastain making an appearance out there.
Dog bite! Great to see you, buddy. Chuck Chastain. He looks more fit than ever. You know, his dad is probably still better looking than him, but great to see Dog bite. Dog bite on the sidelines.
This is what I talked to him actually for quite a bit before the game kicked off. He wanted us to know that he's a free agent. He hasn't ruled out coaching again, but in the meantime, he would love to talk football. He says he actually misses doing interviews on the show. So.
All right, well, Dog bite, Chastain, I'll go over to, I think you're still, where is he teaching? At Norco?
He's at Norco, yeah.
I'm just going to drive to Norco, and I'll just go over and interview you like during lunch.
Yeah.
We'll talk about all kinds of stuff. Hey, you are always welcome to come hang out with me. I'm so much fun. Look at my shirt. Look at this shirt. I'm still repping Riverside.
Oh, you saw Riverside TV in there.
Tell them why you have that.
Well, for one, because I look fashionably special. But no, my guys, OP Vaiapulu and Coach Esau, you know, it's my Polynesian connection. Look at these things, though. Look at those. Look at these shoes. Have you ever seen those? Look, can we zoom in on that shoe?
Oh, my God.
Look at Just Fit.
Look at that shoe. Look, yeah.
Look at that.
Look, and guess if anybody can tell me what kind of shoes these are. They are. Is that fire? No.
No, you're on fire.
Skibbity.
Skibbity.
Or am I? What is it? Sigma. See, I have little kids at home. I don't even know what the heck they ever say. They just go Skibbity and Sigma. But yes, I got these cool new Nikes. And somebody was like, said, are those Yeezys? I said, no. Those are Jeezys, baby. Jeezys.
Awesome.
Oh, the drip, as the kids would say, right?
Stop talking this foreign language. I don't know what you're saying.
Your fit is fire. Your fit is fire.
Whatever. I look dapper as can be. Yeah, this is my new look. I think I'm going to go around the rest of my life just wearing Hawaiian shirts. By the way, my 8-year-old, Luke, just started third grade, and he wears a Hawaiian shirt to school every day.
Wow. Does he really?
He does.
That's his look, huh?
But the first day of school, he wore a Hawaiian shirt that was a Halloween Hawaiian shirt. But it doesn't matter. It's the drip, and he looks skippity and Sigma.
I haven't heard that one.
Great to see you, Pep.
Yes.
Skibbity.
I feel like short because my chair is tiny
I
here.
was in that one the other day, and I was shrinking too.
Hey. Great to be back here with high school football. Tonight's game, my Rams looked awesome as usual. Ken Mashinsky is back.
He is back.
He is back. No sincere Tolbert. Sincerely, that's what he said to me. He said, I'm not playing sincerely. Just sincerely.
He'll be back, though.
He'll be back. He'll be back
All
next
right,
week.
Jeff, we got 8 games still to get to and a long interview with Mike West still to go and a bunch of scores. So
All right,
let's keep
let's
this
go.
going. Super Duper Harupa Valley taking on Colton, the Yellow Jackets. Harupa Valley now, they're back in the River Valley League.
They are.
So they're going to be here playing our Riverside school. So Andy,
Hugo.
let's go to those highlights.
Coach
the
Hugo.
Jaguars on the road taking on the Yellow Jackets, and it's Harupa Valley getting back in this game. They were trailing 7-0 at one point, but Jordan Kirko. Keep an eye on Kirko on the outside for the Jaguars. He's going to get past that defense, and all alone, Kirko catches it. That's a tie ball game right there, 7-7 on the road against Colton. But the Yellow Jackets, in fact, I think our guy, the prep dog, John Murphy, just did a story on the
On the
Colton
quarterback.
QB. Yeah, Koa Regalado. Very, very good. Regalado on the opposite side runs in the touchdown there for the Colton Yellow Jackets to give them the 14-7 lead. And it would be a heavy dose of Regalado in this game. Drops back, nothing doing. No problem. Regalado takes off on the run and gets inside the pylon for another score for Colton. 21-7 at that point. The Yellow Jackets would tack on a field goal before halftime. So at the break, after it was tied at 7, Colton able to build that lead to 24-7 on Super Duper Harupa Valley. Third quarter now. Regalado again calls his own number from the start inside the pylon for another score. We'll wrap things up with another Regalado touchdown run for Colton as the Yellow Jackets win 43-7. And Jeff, I got to give a shout out to our guy Jesus, going all the road up there to Yellow Jacket country and getting some great video highlights for the Friday Night Pep Rally. So thank you so much, Jesus. Good work out there. 43-7 the final. Big win for the Yellow Jackets.
Impressive. Quarterback impressive.
Well, you know what the Jaguars sounded like after that game? Do you know what the sound was?
Let's hear it.
Meow.
Meow, exactly. Yeah. Meow. There you go. See, Coach Rice is in. There you go, buddy. Yeah.
Jeff bringing all the fit and the funnies
No,
tonight
you
here on
know
the
it.
Friday Night Pep
Skibbity,
Rally. I wasn't ready
skibbity.
for this. I was not ready for all this.
I love it.
All right, now let's join, we kind of mentioned it off the top of the show. Arlington, big win on the road at Western Christian. Let's go to that video. It's just a little bit of video here. Have you guys been out there, Western Christian's field?
No.
It's right next to
Oh, I've
the
been there.
train tracks, right?
Yes, I have
so
been
right
there.
beyond that fence on the far side, the train runs right past there. I mean, that sideline on the far side
Arlington
is like
has a
5
train
feet
right
long.
behind him as well.
So that's a long Arlington touchdown. I think this is one of those automated cameras where it's really kind of hard to see. But here's what you need to know. Arlington looked really good, and they were doing it in the passing game. Wow. So that's kind of interesting. A new wrinkle here for Coach Argamosa, who went from that, what did he call it a couple years ago when they won CIF? The pancake offense?
It was a child abuse offense that he had kind of taken with Ken Batdorf. You know, Rick Covington, who was on Batdorf's staff, went over there with Argamosa. But man, I picked Arlington to finish last. What is wrong with me?
We might want to rethink that.
I'm sorry, Argamosa.
The aerial attack.
Now
So
you
big
might
win
get-
on the road at Western Christian. 28-0 the final. And guys, as we look at the last touchdown pass, I think this is going to go for about 90 yards here.
Deep.
Arlington against Ramona. That's now an
Wow.
intriguing matchup, isn't it?
It is. It is. But, you know, my Rams are defending state champs. They've won 7 in a row. And, you know, maybe they won't finish last, like I said. I feel bad now. Sorry, Argamosa.
28-0. Big win on the road for the Lions at Western Christian in Upland. And as we mentioned, Lions and Rams next week in a Riverside rivalry game, which will be a lot of fun. We still got a lot of video to get to, but guys, let's hit the scoreboard for the first time tonight because we did have some huge games in Week 0, not only here in Riverside, but also here in the entire Inland Empire. So, Andy, let's go to the scoreboard. Hillcrest beating Corona tonight, 47-14. Are you guys impressed with Travis Carter and the guys?
Travis.
I am way more impressed than my buddy over here, John Rice. I told him Hillcrest is
you
going to be
did.
great.
You told him that.
Travis Carter, he's an aerial god. An aerial god. He is fantastic. And Corona, they're still building. They're still coming back.
I think Hillcrest will be a threat in that Sun
Great
Belt League.
start.
They're going to win
That's
the
gonna
CIF
be wide
championship.
open.
I'm calling my shot. Hillcrest is going to win it all.
Oh,
I
you heard it here first, week 0.
2-0. I
They're
called
going to beat
Arlington.
Hemet. Do you think they're going to beat Hemet?
It doesn't matter.
They're
All
going
they
to
have to
beat
do is
Poly and Hemet. I don't
They
know
got to
about
get in the
that.
playoffs. They get in the playoffs. They're
Yes,
winning. They're
yes.
winning the whole thing.
Yes.
Just like Arlington
So he
and
can finish
Bremo.
fourth.
All right,
and get in
we're
the
taking
playoffs.
receipts. We're writing that down,
Yes.
Jeff. All right, next game, Centennial and
Soothsayer.
Mater Dei. This was a Thursday night special. Centennial short-handed. Hassan Longstreet, the Texas A&M commit, did not play in this game. Dominic Catalano, yes, the younger brother of Anthony Catalano, got the start. Actually did really well. But Mater Dei winning 42-25 the final in that one. I got a feeling they might see each other again. And if they got Hassan Longstreet, it could be a different outcome here.
Hard to beat somebody twice, especially a good team. It's
Yes.
very difficult to beat somebody 2 times.
Well, I'm
Absolutely.
just happy Catalano because he used to sponsor our inland sports show.
Yeah, Catalano Motors. But they moved to Orange County.
Oh, well, then, I don't know. But yeah, good job there, Mr. Catalano.
Yeah, Dominic Catalano, awesome. All right, next game, it was Norco and Cajon. The Cowboys, we knew they were going to be tough. In fact, Nick Rogers said the offense this year might be as good or better than the 2017 team that was quarterbacked by Jaden Daniels.
Doesn't Jaden still play for these guys?
The stadium's named after him, but you would think.
He's not like a junior or senior.
No, he used it all up. 29-7 the final for the Cowboys. A big win there as Norco still trying to find their footing. Next up, Marietta Valley and Rancho Cucamonga, a rematch of last year's CIF Southern Section Division II quarterfinal game that the Marietta Valley Nighthawks won in double overtime. This year, even without their star quarterback, Bear Bachmeyer, who was out with a knee injury, the Nighthawks find a way to beat the Coug 35-19. Guys, Dorian Hose, the running back for the Nighthawks, 5 touchdowns on the ground. So with Bear out, it looks like they went heavy on the ground game, and it paid off.
That's a big win against a very good Rancho Cucamonga team. But I hope, man, I just love watching the Bachmeyers.
Yep.
Yeah, I got tipped off this morning. I didn't want to say anything on social media that he was not going to play. But, man, they definitely need Bear Bachmeyer. They're a different team. But
it might have
they
helped
can
me.
still win, though.
And the
It
still
might have
won.
helped me in Vegas if you'd have told me that this morning, for God's sakes. I lost a boatload.
All right, also, Great Oak and Vista Murrieta. We're going to have highlights of this one a little bit later in the show, so stick around for that as Vista Murrieta picked up a big win against Great Oak. We also had, Murrieta Mesa and Tesoro tonight.
Wow.
Tesoro beating really a highly touted Murrieta Mesa team. I've heard a lot of good things about the Rams this season. Tesoro wins 34-13 the final there. Liberty and Temecula Valley. It was Liberty winning on the road against the Golden Bears. We'll have a little bit more on this game later in the show. But Coach Contreras and the guys winning on the road in Golden Bear country. We also have San Clemente and Chaparral. Chaparral going for the 2-point conversion in overtime and got it for the win. 17-16 the final score. Coach, that's a big win. San Clemente is always giving games to Murrieta Valley and Chaparral, some of those old Southwestern League schools. They're one of the better teams around, and that's a huge win for Chaparral.
You know, that whole league is going to be impressive. You have Murrieta Valley, Chaparral, Centennial, right? I mean, that's just impressive.
And fun. I'll tell you what, the Chaparral lost their quarterback. He's starting quarterback at Mater Dei now.
Yes.
I mean, just think, they lose a guy like that, and then Coach Raymer does a great job.
Think
Just
about
fantastic.
week in and week out. That league is going to be fantastic.
And they live in the weight room all season long. They are fantastic and work so hard.
Yeah, it's going to be a Chaparral versus Murrieta Valley game. That's going to be very interesting down the road. But first things first, Pumas win tonight. Orange Vistas and Apple Valley. This was a Thursday night special. Orange Vista, your reigning Division V champions from a year ago, winning by 3 against Apple Valley, 20-17. Apple Valley's actually a pretty good team, and that was a good win for the Coyotes on their home field. We had Paloma Valley and Temescal Canyon. Coach, I was telling you when you walked in the studio, a little surprised. Temescal Canyon doubling up the Wildcats.
Wow, Paloma Valley is also in that tough league with North, Liberty, Rancho Verde,
Yes.
Orange Vista, just a tough league. So they better get ready.
Yeah, so that was a big win for Temescal Canyon. And finally, at least in this scoreboard, Corona Del Mar and the Rancho Verde. Listen, CDM is always tough, but I'm kind of surprised Rancho Verde with that great offense got blanked in this one, guys, 21-zip.
Yeah, you can't just go, you can't put up a donut. You are one of the high-powered offenses. I'm sure Coach Zomalt is not too happy
No,
this evening.
they'll get better between week 1 and week 2, no doubt about it.
All right, now on the second game we had on Riverside TV, we mentioned North and Ramona. That was our first game here on the Friday Night Pep Rally. The other game that was live tonight, Norte Vista at home against Silverado on that brand new field out there. Let's take you out to the highlights in that one. And Jeff, not a big surprise. We're going to see a lot of touchdowns on the ground for the Braves.
Wait. The Braves did not throw the football?
Well, no, they did. Hold on. At the end of the highlights, you might be surprised. That is Isaac Costello. You know Isaac?
I do know Isaac.
He's a big kid, isn't he?
They've got some big backs, and they've also got some great skilled backs with Dreddy and
Jaden, I want to see
Jaden Henderson, right?
Henderson. He scored, I think Coach Bradfield told me he scored one tonight.
Yeah, so Elaine gets in there for another touchdown for Norte Vista here in the opening frame. And I think we're going to follow that up with another Dreddy Elaine touchdown run, a.k.a. the Road Runner. That's what his grandpa told me, I guess probably 2 years ago now, when he was just a freshman, coming onto the scene. So the Road Runner punches in another one. Gets up a little gingerly there, but he goes in for the touchdown. Then here's Henderson. Henderson's going to wear number 8. This is Tajon's little brother, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
We have more coming.
Yeah, there's a
Henderson
freshman
on the way.
There was a freshman yesterday. Henderson got 3 pick sixes in a freshman
my
game.
gosh.
Yeah, he is only about 2'6", so he's going to grow a bit in the next couple of years.
All right, Jeff, the moment you've been waiting for. Your guy, Seth Bollinger, to number 80, who is not on Batdorf's roster.
That is tight end.
Who is that,
end?
No.
I don't know who that is.
But
He's a dancing
Bollinger
machine.
tossed it.
Bollinger,
We know that.
Hey, Bollinger's really worked hard in the offseason. He's been working with the quarterback's coach there. I'd see him after school every single day. He's a hard-working kid. He's in the weight room. He's really improved his game.
All right, so the aerial circus of Norte Vista, they win tonight against Silverado. 32-13 the final score. Would you expect anything less? Batdorf's team opening the season with a victory. Now, Jeff, before we wrap up this segment, we do want to pay tribute to Ron Main, the longtime coach and athletic director at Norte Vista, recently passing away. And I know Norte Vista, he was a mainstay there. He was obviously a big deal to the Braves community, but I think for the local sports community in general.
It's really hard for me to talk about this. I'm always joking and having fun, but Ron Main is one of my dearest friends in the world. He's Ken Batdorf's best man, and Ken was Ron's best man. The toughest thing is there wasn't he was the most generous, kind, pleasant human being. He didn't have an insensitive bone in his body. He would have taken his shirt off. No one wants to see him shirtless, but he would have given his shirt to anybody. He made the best cookies in the world. But he passed last week, and I was able to spend some time with him. I know Ken spent a lot of time with him. He called me right before he passed and told me he loved me. And I think if you are friendly with somebody, you should always tell them. If you're guys, it doesn't matter. Always tell people you love them. It doesn't make you less masculine. And I'm going to take that from Ron Main. We were joking before. I said the quote from Star Trek: "The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few or the one." And he was just that kind of man. He looked out for more people than he did himself. And I will miss him for the remainder of my life. He was one of my best friends, and we are all hurting at Norte Vista. And I give my heart and my thoughts to his wife Joanna, his 2 daughters, and to Ken Batdorf, who is one of my dear friends. It's been hard on him. But there's nobody better than Ron Main. So God rest his soul. He's a great man.
And his service is next Saturday, I believe.
Next Saturday, it will be at 10 a.m. at Norte Vista. It's going to be a huge event. It's going to be in the gym. I think maybe we might have to move it to the stadium just because he was so beloved. But we will be there. Pep and I are going to do something, and Ken Batdorf will be there as well. It'll be a fun and exciting, not a sad time. It'll be a happy moment for everyone. So I'm sad now just because I brought up, but he was a great man and nothing to be sad about. He lived a great life.
Yeah, I know the show, the Friday Night Pep Rally, obviously heavy on the highlights and the fun, and we break
Yes.
down high school football, which we love. But Ron Main was obviously not only a huge fan of local sports and high school football, but longtime coach and like you mentioned, athletic director. So he was entrenched, in everything that we did as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring it back to the light form. When Ron lost his leg a year ago, it sounds funny. I called Ron. I said, "Hey, how you doing?" He said, I'm doing okay. And then I said, he didn't have calves. I don't know if you knew Ron. Ron had cows. They were huge. They weren't calves. But I did say, did they save the leg? And he said, why? I said, well, I want to put it in a pickle jar so I can have Ron Main's leg over my shoulder when I go to sleep on my end table. And I know it sounds morbid, but it was one of the funniest things, and we both laughed about it. But yes, I'm still looking for that leg. And Ron, if you're listening, I miss the leg.
All right, we just want to pay a quick tribute to Ron Main from Norta Vista High School. When we come back here on the Friday Night Pep Rally, we got a lot more highlights to get to, including La Sierra versus Carter. We got Rubidoux action, San Gorgonio in action against Canyon Springs, Vista Murrieta, Liberty. So we still got a lot to get to, plus our exclusive interview with the CIF Southern Section Commissioner Mike West from out of King High School. So we'll be right back here on the Friday Night Pep Rally on Riverside TV.
The City of Riverside Public Works Department wants you to know how holidays affect your trash service. Trash pickup will not be available during major holidays and collection times will be adjusted in response. Residents with city trash service will see the following adjustments. For Monday holidays, your Monday collection will happen on Tuesday and Tuesday collections will occur on Wednesdays. For Thursday holidays, Thursday service will occur on Friday and Friday service on Saturday. For Friday holidays, your Friday service will occur on Saturday. Residents served by outside vendors will experience a one-day delay of service for each day after any holiday taking place Monday through Friday. And for more information about trash services, recycling, or bulky items, visit the Public Works website at riversideca.gov/publicworks. The City of Riverside Public Works Department provides high-quality trash and recycling services for our customers. Convenient curbside trash collection services promote a clean and healthy Riverside. To help us provide you with top-quality service, we ask you to follow a few key rules. When placing your trash containers for pickup, please observe the following. Place each container with at least 3 feet separation from each other and at least 6 feet from obstructions such as parked cars, fire hydrants, mailboxes, and trees. Your bin should be placed at the curb no later than 5:30 a.m. on your collection day with the arrow on the lid pointed toward the street to ensure your bins get emptied. If you are experiencing issues with your trash collection, or perhaps need a replacement for a damaged trash bin, please contact our customer service call center by using the 311 app or website, or by dialing 951-826-5311 to reach one of our customer service representatives. And for more information about trash services, recycling, or bulky items, visit the Public Works website at riversideca.gov/publicworks.
And welcome back to the Friday Night Pep Rally on Riverside TV. Week 0 highlights, scores, analysis. Guys, it's already past 11:30 and we're not even halfway through the show. We got to keep this moving here. We got a lot more video to get to. We're going to pick things up with La Sierra on the road at Carter High School in Rialto. Let's go to those highlights here, see if the Eagles can kick off their season with a win. And let's see, we'll pick things up in the first quarter. They turned the lights out at Carter High School.
The lights are out. But no, I think we've, the Gremlins, it's the first week, it's week 0.
We didn't have a scrimmage.
No, we did not.
The Friday Night Pep Rally.
No.
We just jumped right into it.
Oh, now it's all dark. Now we're dark. I don't even know if we're on air. Are we on air? Oh, there we are.
We are.
There we are.
So we're going to get to those highlights in just a moment.
I can give you the highlights.
Love that.
Should we talk about your drip again?
I wanna
My
drip.
drip?
No.
There is no drip.
There's no more drip. There's no more drip. But yeah, we do have highlights coming up of Rubidoux, San Gorgonio, Great Oak versus Vista Marietta, Liberty. Someone even said that like Tockwitz is going to get in here. Tockwitz versus Hemet.
What?
I haven't even seen the video yet.
Hemet? Hemet and Tockwitz?
Yeah, so we're going to try
telling
to come back to the La Sierra versus Carter game, but keep things moving on. So let's go out to the desert, the Coachella Valley, Rubidoux on the road at Desert Hot Springs. And Coach Patrick Thompson always says that he is Riverside's most interesting man. If you
the
follow
hell
on
outta here.
social
Get the
media,
hell out of here. I'm sorry.
he's always out there doing fun stuff.
He's not this fun. You can knock it off.
I bet he doesn't have your shoes. I bet you he doesn't have your
Well, what if
He doesn't have my Riz.
or your drip. Or your
Hey,
drip.
I am the Rizzler. I don't care what anybody says. He's the most interesting man. He's not even in Riverside. He's in Rubidoux.
No, he's skibbity. He's skibbity. He's
Skibbity. Knock it off.
He's skibbity.
Do we got highlights of this?
Yeah,
or
do we have the
most
highlights of that
interesting?
one? Rubidoux and Desert Hot Springs?
No.
That's our next game.
Because he doesn't have Riz.
Uh-oh. I think there's something going on back there. With no, all right, well, let's see. Our next game was Canyon Springs against San Gorgonio. Do we have that one?
No, do we?
Coach Chaddick.
Well, all I know is Coach Shannon got a victory last
How
night.
about you guys put on whatever game you got, and then we'll
Yes,
just roll
yeah, and then
with
we'll
it.
go from there.
Play it on. Play it on. Hold on, let me get comfortable.
Yeah, get comfortable. This might be a while. I see
right.
people moving and
Wait,
shaking
it's
back there.
dark
Go,
again.
can we? Yeah, we got to shout out. If we have nothing to do, I'm going
No,
to tell
there's
Coach
it.
Pal
We
one.
got- hold
There
on.
it is. There it is.
Oh, Great Oak
There it
versus
is.
Vista Marietta. I could do that
Wow.
one. Oh, wait, there's San Gorgonio.
Last
I can
year
do that one
wasn't
too.
a
You could do
mistake.
whatever
We're
you
back.
put up there.
Keep the record straight.
Versatility.
Look at that. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, they like to get those fancy
I think
sayings.
that running through the thing is stupid.
You know.
Not to nerd out on you guys, but I think the TriCaster back there is
Wow.
is acting
I
up.
thought
if
it was
was
supposed to be a
going
big
to
deal.
guess.
I thought the TriCaster was supposed to be a big deal.
We're
All
having-
right, San G and Canyon Springs.
There
We
we go.
pick up the highlights. No score in this one when San G's Rashawn Holmes breaks off the touchdown run deep down the far sideline and in for the score for San G.
Nice job, Holmes.
Yeah, what up, Holmes?
There you go.
What up,
Nice
Holmes?
There you go.
touchdown there for San G. Canyon Springs with the football, but that San G defense was flying around. Didn't give the Cougars very much to work with on offense. Back on offense with San G, quarterback Jacob Russell to Caleb Taylor hauls in the touchdown. San G up early, and the Spartans would go on to the victory against Canyon Springs. Let's see, as my phone reloads the scores, 31-24. So Canyon Springs made things a little bit interesting at the end, but it was San G winning by a touchdown, 31-24, the final score. So shout out to our guy, head coach Chris Chaddick and San G, and Gary Hedling. Gary with 2 R's.
Hey, did you know that? And did you know that they're 6-0 because they eat Chinese food after their first game of every year?
Well, I didn't know until I saw it on social media.
Well, you know, Chris Chaddick, he shares a lot on social media.
And he shares kimchi when he comes here, right?
He brought kimchi.
Unfortunately, he does.
It was god awful. It was made. It was made in the dirt of his
That was a
backyard.
classic episode, I'm telling you.
But
Classic.
Chris Chaddick, you share a lot on social media. I know more about you than your family and your wife. I feel like I'm in your life.
Gratitude entries.
Gratitude.
Every day. He's up
He's
to
like
200.
gratitude.
Yeah.
714.
He's a grateful
He's
man.
thankful for a lot of
He's a
different
grateful
things.
man.
I almost had him show up tonight. I'm glad we didn't because we had gremlins. He would have been sitting over in the corner eating kimchi.
He's grateful for that win. He's grateful. Gratitude entry. Good job, Coach.
All right, so are we continuing with the rundown, which would mean Liberty would be next? And I got a
Bison!
big thumbs up from our guy, Scott Brocious. And yeah, we've got one highlight, and it's a good one, of the Liberty Bison taking on Temecula Valley. You saw the score a little bit earlier. It was a 10-point win for the Bison. And if we've got the highlight, we'll show it to you. Yeah, we do. It's going to be Trent
Big
Hollis
guys.
going in for the touchdown here for Liberty to cap things off. That was the final touchdown of the night to seal the deal. 27-17, Liberty with the big win. And guys, I got a text message. So I had Coach Contreras of Liberty on the Inland Sports Show
my
this
buddy.
week, and his son Ranger made him a necklace to wear on the sidelines all season long. And I was like, well, what's the origins of that? I guess it's like a Taylor Swift thing, or that's how it kind of started.
He's a Swiftie?
Well, no, he sent me this. I can't see it, but he sent me a photo of him and his beautiful family tonight. And
awesome.
and the only message he sent was, "Still not a Swiftie."
Hey, you know, I'm not a political guy, but I tuned into that DNC thing last night just to hope to see Taylor Swift, and it turned out to be a fake. There was no special guest. All I wanted to see was Swift. I'm a big Eras guy, man. I should be wearing my bracelets, but
Wait, what's it called?
the Eras tour.
Is that what her tour is? I don't even know.
Well, they say eras, but it's supposed to be pronounced era, right? And it's like an era, but they go eras. I don't know what that means. But I am a Swiftie. I used to I watched it on Disney. I watched it. Oh, I love Taylor Swift. I mean, she's too skinny, but she can sing and she can dance and all the dancing around stuff. She's good. She's good.
Coach Batdorf is blowing up my phone. I'm not gonna repeat.
Yeah, don't read those.
No,
Thank
Don't
you.
read those.
Thank you, Coach.
TDMA.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you.
All right, let's go to a couple more scores from tonight here in Week 0, trying to get you guys all caught up. And if we can, I think we skipped like 3 games. Maybe we'll circle back and try to get those 3 games still to come here. Because we
getting
do have
late,
one more
man.
break. We still have one more commercial break
that's right.
to go. All right, are we going to go to the scoreboard tonight? Back to the scoreboard?
We are versatile.
Uh-oh.
We are versatile.
Oh, Vista Marietta is on deck. Vista Marietta taking on Great Oak tonight. Whenever you guys are ready, I'm ready. Let's go to the highlights. That's Broncos QB Bryson Beaver to A.J. Jones in for the touchdown. Shout out to our guy Jason out there live streaming the game tonight. Vista Marietta and Great Oak, the former Southwestern League rivals, now both in the Big West Conference. Check out that, man. Big, huge crowd out there at Vista Marietta. They always draw well. They love their football down there. Beaver rolling out to his right, finds Cash Bryant. Straight cash, homie. Touchdown there for the
Straight
Broncos as Cash Bryant hauls it in from Beaver. And then how about one more Vista Marietta touchdown, this one coming on the ground. It's Devon Leonard gets the call left side and over the goal line for the score. Vista Marietta building that big lead. It was 31-0 at that point in the third quarter. Great Oak, we're going to show the Wolfpack a little bit of love in this one. It's going to be quarterback Regan Ricken to Mikey Vasquez. Vasquez is going to take it in for the touchdown there for Great Oak, but big win for Vista Marietta tonight, 38-14.
Why no highlights of Coley Kendall? He's a good-looking guy. Is he still over there?
He's still over there.
They
He's
talked
back.
him back into it.
Yeah, he's
back
a track coach too. Okay, move on.
he's
I'm
a
sorry, I'm
great
talking.
football
I'm sorry.
Vista Marietta's in the Coley Candell era, as the kids would say.
Second era.
Yeah,
Second, he's got
second era.
a second reign. Second
Jeff
right.
says era.
Yep.
The era, not aura. Hammett.
All right.
Hammett is going to beat Hillcrest, and they are going to win their league.
bold.
I'm
All
telling
right,
you.
then you just
I'm
made
telling
Travis
made it.
Carter a little
Andy,
upset.
whenever you're ready, go
I
ahead.
just think Hammett is going to be a little bit better.
All right, Himmett versus Tockwitz tonight. This video is literally hot off the press. I know it's an old term because it's an old newspaper term and that doesn't exist anymore. Exactly. But this is hot off the press. We're watching this video all together for the very first time. Himmett won this game, I think, what was it, 17-7, I think was the final score. Let me make sure I got that correct.
One of the greatest high school fields,
17-7. Yeah.
Bowl.
Tockwitz Stadium is one of the best in all of the inland. If the world, it's one of the best
in the world.
But Himmett winning tonight, 17-7, the final score. At least on the Inland Sports Show, we had Himmett ranked in the top 25, and I think for good reason. A lot of people are excited. Coach, I know you're excited about the Bulldogs.
They're tough. They play real physical football, and they're going to get a chance to win the league this year and make a run in the playoffs. I think it's going to be a challenge with Hillcrest. No joking around. It'll be a good game.
Knock it off, Coach. Just knock it off.
Okay, remember this.
That Sunbelt League, we talked about that. I think it's going to be fun.
We were talking. I was in my pool. I think we were talking about that.
You were in your
Yeah, you had a hawk fly over. Remember
Yeah, I
that?
did.
You
I did.
Yeah, so when you're not wearing Hawaiian shirts,
and you
you're in
had
the pool.
Thor bothering you. You had all kinds of stuff.
I was naked in my pool.
Oh no, too much
All right, what's
information.
next?
That's too much information.
What
I'm
is next?
sorry.
Scores
Give us the next.
or highlights?
Please.
Scores. All right, so let's go to the scoreboard again. We've got more scores to get to. Let's see, where are we going to start with? You guys just pop up the score. Travis Carter winning that one. Arlington, yeah, 28-0 against Western Christian. La Sierra against Carter.
They had no lights, so
we have video of this one somewhere, and if we can still get to it, we will later in the show. But Carter winning 34-13 the final in that one. Patriot, big win against Rialto tonight. We knew Patriot was going to be good. 41-14 the final for Coach Fowler and the guys. Jurupa Valley and Colton, we showed you a little bit of highlights earlier in the show with Colton winning big against Super Duper Jurupa Valley. Banning against Notre Dame. Notre Dame now playing again at Wheelock Stadium at RCC. But man, Banning and Coach Niesel, our guy, Coach Jake Niesel out there at Banning. Big win against the Titans, 53-zip in the final.
Didn't Banning have a coach a few years ago? He was like 150.
Tyree.
Yeah, he's been around forever.
Coach Tyree.
Yes.
But yeah, Notre Dame is struggling a bit. But they're back at Wheelock, huh?
Wow.
Yeah, back at Wheelock this season.
Happy for them.
Elsinore and Heritage from Thursday night. It was Heritage.
Impressive.
21 game
Yeah.
losing streak ended with that win over Elsinore.
Congratulations, Heritage.
Yeah, it was a good win for Coach McClure
Yep.
and the Pats. Hemet against Tockwitz. We just saw that game. Hemet winning 17-7. And finally, Valley View against West Valley. Nice win for the Eagles, 20-6 against a West Valley team that's been pretty good the last couple of seasons, Coach.
They're surprised. They have a lot of self-expectations. They're supposed to do very well, according to Coach. And he's confident, and they've got a new quarterback. They came
Is
in
that Coach
from...
Smolin? Is that who
No, Coach Smolin is gone, and he's in Utah at a really good school. No,
Oh, that's right. He did
Granger,
lose,
right?
interview. Yes.
That's in Utah, though. Again, getting the highlights there.
From Utah. We probably could.
Hey, Pete Smolin, send us some
Well, if
highlights.
we're going to do
Utah.
that, we need to get some Green Valley from Nevada, from Las Vegas for Coach Powell.
Who can
No,
have
Powell's
Get to
out
that.
there.
He's out at Green Valley High School.
When the heck did he move?
He just retired and went to Green Valley High School, head coach of a great program there, and they went to Utah, traveled, and I think they beat Harriman tonight, which is a really good program, solid program. So congratulations to Coach Powell. Great job.
I thought we were friends. He didn't even tell me he moved.
Surprise, surprise. All right, we do have more scores, and I think we might have some more highlights, but first we want to get to an exclusive interview we had with CIF Southern Section Commissioner Mike West, from out of King High School, of course. Lots going on here in the Southern Section, so Jeff and I ran the gamut with Mike talking about local football here in the city of Riverside and the Inland Empire and some of the challenges that he's facing now as the commissioner of the Southern Section. So check out our interview with Mike West. Well, he's kind enough to join us here in studio at Riverside TV for the Friday Night Pep Rally. It is the CIF Southern Section Commissioner, Mr. Mike West, joining myself and Jeff. And Mike, it's great to see you. I mean, what's it been like being the commissioner? I know you kind of came on. Now you're going into your first full season, right? Like a year. I mean, what's it been like so far?
It's been great. Had a great time last year. Learned a lot.
Yeah.
Faced a lot of different challenges. Having been a principal, it's a little bit different vibe than being the commissioner of the Southern Section for sure. But man, being able to go out and watch some great competition, some of the championship games, working with the people we do in the office has been fantastic.
Even your diverse background, athletic trainer, administrator, do you feel like maybe you're more relatable to a lot of the challenges athletic directors and coaches, things they go through because you've been in a lot of different roles at the high school level?
Well, a lot of different roles for sure.
Yeah.
I don't have a specific sport of interest, if you will. I wasn't a football coach. I wasn't a basketball coach. So perhaps as a broad spectrum, that helps out as an athletic trainer. But again, having been an athletic director, assistant principal for a long time, probably helps out a little bit for sure.
And you started at, or I should say, locally, you were at Jurupa Valley.
Correct.
Worked with the great Mark Gard. In fact, he still talks about how he wanted to get you somehow involved in athletics. You're a father of an athlete, played at UC Riverside baseball. What has Riverside meant to you, or just this Inland Empire area meant to you over your years?
Well, that's a great question. First, on the Mark Gard piece, he is the one that actually nominated me to be on the executive committee for CIF. That's right. He and the guys that are all in the Inland Empire thought that maybe I might represent well, and sure enough, it got me to the point where I was able to take advantage of that. I was not born and raised in Riverside, so I'm not, one of those, either a Poly guy or a Novi guy or whatever. So I've kind of learned to adapt to what those things are like and respect all the traditions and things that go on. My time, I think, best spent has been in the Riverside Unified School District, even though I love Harupa, my wife still works there. But just the traditions of Poly with King and with all the other Ramona, Arlington, North, all those schools and their traditions have been great to follow and be a part of in many respects. So I'm a River Cityan now, even though I'm not born and raised, and happy when my kids are here.
Mike, when you talk high school football, specifically here in the CIF Southern section and the city of Riverside, I mean, it's really second to none. I mean, the Southern section, you could stack it up against Texas and Georgia and Florida and all those different places that play really good high school football, but I feel like the Southern section has some of the best high school football programs and coaches and athletes. Now that you've had a chance to, probably see a lot of different teams, communicate with a lot of different schools, how would you kind of frame that, put that in perspective, where the CIF Southern section talent-wise stacks up with, the rest of the country?
Well, you just mentioned football, but you can say that almost every other sport that we offer. Football in particular, I mean, you've got Centennial, who's I think ranked number 8 in the country now, going to face off with the number 1 team in the country, and you've got other teams that are in the same league that are top 10 in the country, maybe 3 or 4 of them at any given time. It's tremendous, and to see that type of competition, to see those types of athletes, it's really a bragging right for the Southern section and for Southern California as a whole. And it's something that I personally am very proud of. And you go out to these other out-of-state events in the National Federation of High Schools and whatnot, and there's something to be said about, you're from the Southern section. They know the Southern section, and that really is kind of a neat experience to be a part of for sure.
Now, starting with flag football this year. Last year, I think in the Inland Empire, we had 16, or in the area, 16 teams. Now there's 60. I mean, this thing is blowing up. It's huge. You're having varsity JV flag football. How cool is that to really start this new sport in the Southern section?
Yeah, last year, section-wide, we had close to 150, and this year it looks like 265 schools that are going, so it's almost doubled. That's just the schools. That's not including the levels.
Yes.
So the amount of participation has just exploded tremendously. I will say the officials, assigners are they're pulling their hair out because they're trying to find ways of covering games. We're doing the best that we can to have the games on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, and/or Saturdays, and to leave for those officials to be able to work on these other times. But it's just such a neat experience to be a part of. And there was a video that just came out from the office just recently about flag football, and the students that were talking about it, just the joy of their playing. They're former soccer players or they're current soccer players, basketball players, whatever, and they're just having a fun at this sport that is new to them.
Yeah.
When do you get to do that? Not very often. So it's a great opportunity right now.
And it's going to open up a lot of doors because now colleges are saying they want to start adopting flag football.
Yeah.
So this could be a great opportunity for young women, young girls in the sport itself.
Similar to water polo a number of years ago, it was one of those opportunities that colleges were beginning to have these water polo programs, and you saw so many avenues for young female athletes to be able to get those potential college scholarships or just opportunities to go to school. Same thing's going to happen with flag football, absolutely.
Yeah, I think it was Roosevelt High School. We talked to her their head coach, and Coach Constable, and she was saying that college scouts were going to be at this combine they were having, and like Team USA, they were going to have some scouts there. It's like, oh my gosh, this is like blowing up. It's huge. And I know lacrosse and girls beach volleyball, like those are kind of new sports as well in the Southern section. Mike, is there anything on the horizon? Not to put you on the spot, is there another sport out there, frisbee golf or something that you guys are entertaining?
I'm good at that. I'm good.
Are you good at that?
There's nothing in the queue right now officially. I've gotten a few letters about pickleball, about ice hockey. There's a few of them that are out there, but there's nothing on the definite horizon at this point.
Pickleball, you could do that.
I
Jeff.
could. With my legs, I could still go out and play. As a parent, you deal with so many. There's always an underbelly or a harder side. It's not all rainbows and roses. You have to deal with young, eligibility questions, all kinds of things. As a parent yourself of student athletes, how has that made your job easier, or has it made it harder?
Well, that's a great question. You have to have here's the problem. adult actions create problems for the youth.
Yes.
The decisions that the adults make, they're not the ones that suffer the consequence. It's the kids. And so when we have problems with transfer applications, when we have problems with following coaches and different things, when any of those types of things that we deal in the back end of the office, I have tremendous empathy for the kid.
Of course.
Because they're the ones that are can't play right away, maybe not play at all that year. Maybe they get suspended for a couple of years because an adult made a decision. Well, we can sneak this, whatever it might be. It's just, that's hard, So it doesn't make that place of my job joyous, even though it's something that we've got to hold to the blue book and all the rules that we have to accomplish. So.
Well, Mike, not too long ago, we'd see you roaming the King sidelines. So we'll wrap it up like this. Where are you going to find you on Friday nights? Is it Jeff and I are fathers, so we say, oh, all our kids, we love them the same, or we don't. We don't. You have a favorite? You're not supposed to play favorites. So I guess with all those schools in the southern section, without trying to play favorites, where do you go to games on Friday nights? How do you pick games to go on Friday night?
Every Friday night I pick a game, and it's a lot of times I try to spread myself out as best I can. This week we've got two solid matchups. I'm going to start off Thursday over at Mater Dei and Centennial. I want to see how. Hey, it's one of the premier games of the year, and it's on a Thursday. Hey, let's give it a shot. Yeah. And then because our first televised game is going to be Ranch Cucamonga versus Muir Valley, I'm going to start there.
Which is another huge game.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. It's not going to be as high. I don't go to all just the big games. I'll end up with a couple of games probably. I like to go close to home, so I'll see some of the Riverside schools and whatnot, and I will be at one of the King games for sure. But I try to spread it around, and so I've got an idea of schedule early on, and then we'll see how things go at the second half of the year.
Well, Mike, it's always great seeing you.
Yeah, you too.
And I know you're a busy guy, especially this time of the year as we ramp into the fall season. Of course, football starting this week, so we do appreciate it.
You're welcome. Pleasure.
Oh, Coach, I should say, Mr. What do I call you? Mr. Commish. Hello, Mr. Commish. It has always been. I've enjoyed our friendship, and
Yes.
I've respected you for many years. And thank you for coming out and joining us here on Riverside TV. You are a staple in Riverside, and we appreciate you.
I appreciate that very much. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
All right, that's Mike West, the CIF Southern Section Commissioner, here on the Friday Night Pep Rally on Riverside TV. All right, a big thanks to Mike West for that interview. We'll probably bug you again, Mike, down the road to get you back here on the Friday Night Pep Rally as we make our way through the high school football season. Now, we've got a couple more scores and maybe some video as well to bring you guys. So, Andy, do your thing. If we see La Sierra versus Carter, we'll go with it. Yes. If it doesn't play, then that's fine. We'll just bring you the scores, and then we'll also look ahead to
there we go. Impressive.
We get it. And, all right, so it's going to be Jay-Sean Bostic. He wears number 1 for the Carter Lions. Nice return there to the 35 of the Eagles. And then later it's a 14-7 game when Carter's Andre Thompson, 55 yards on this carry to about the 15. And then later when it's a 27-7 game, La Sierra with the passing game to move the ball down the field, but they would not score on that drive. Carter again. It's going to be Noel Garcia making moves into the red zone here for Carter. And then La Sierra with the football, and they are picked off by the Lions. That's Noah Esquivel as Carter wins tonight against La Sierra. 34-13, the final score. I don't think that was double overtime.
I don't think it was double overtime. They put up a lot in overtime.
Yeah.
The second overtime.
It's crazy. It's crazy out there. All right, Andy, let's see. Let's go back to the scoreboard. We've got about 10 more scores we wanted to pass along here in week 0. What a game. Beaumont over San Jacinto. And the Cougars win. I think that was 27-20. I'll have to double check. But I think,
aren't they 2-0 now? It says 1-0. Didn't they go play over in Hawaii?
Yeah, they're 2-0. Beaumont won in Hawaii against Kamehameha. So they're 2-0 on the season. I believe it was 27-20. Yep, there we go.
It just changed like that.
There you go.
Hey, guys, shout out to Coach Steinberg.
Yes.
Career win number 200 tonight.
Congratulations to Jeff. He's been a great coach for a long time, and he's deserving of that kind of honor.
Yeah, he's okay.
Jeff, great job, baby. I don't care what he says.
Big win for Beaumont. Okay, Yucaipa and Santiago. Chicago Thunderbirds still good. 40-13. Congrats to Coach Price. They still got a good thing going on out there. I know Coach Morrison back with the Sharks. He'll get that thing fixed.
Yep.
Redlands East Valley and Vista Del Lago VDL.
Wow.
55-38. Remember,
Wow.
VDL's now in the Ivy League. So
Wow, that's going to be strong.
don't sleep on the Ravens,
Ooh,
guys.
boy.
Redlands and Citrus Hill. Ron Garinger making his debut as the head coach of the Hawks, but the Terriers win after losing in Hawaii 34-6, the final there. Aquinas on the road at Oak Hills. Talked to some of the Aquinas guys earlier in the week. They knew it was going to be tough. Oak Hills with a great running back. I think he's going to UCLA. Oak Hills wins 23-8 against Aquinas, who might have one of the tougher non-league schedules. And Norco's got a really tough non-league.
Yep.
So does Aquinas. Summit and Ontario Christian. Guys, I think we can all agree. Great
Wow.
win for Nick Matheny and the Skyhawks. 27-14 at Ontario Christian.
Wow. Ontario Christian and our friend Mike Stauffer.
My nemesis, Mike Stauffer.
Mike, they'll get it going. That's a good program.
Great program.
Game one.
So nice win for Summit. We got Serrano and Eisenhower. Kind of surprised by this score as Ike falls 31-8 the final. Some of our Arrowhead Athletic Conference teams in the San Andreas League and also the Sunkist League taking their lumps here in week 0.
But if Ronnie Lott were playing, they would probably win.
They might have.
They might have.
Wow, a lot of points. A lot of points. Eisenhower's used to throwing the ball around like a 7-on-7 tournament. They go and win those things, and they were for 8 points. Serrano just nailed them. 31-8. Holy cow!
And as I mentioned, the Sunkist League and the San Andreas League, a lot of those teams took their lumps. Eisenhower lost against Serrano. Now Harupa Hills taking on Centro from El Centro, and Tommy Leach in his debut. They fell 38-6, so they'll try to right things in their next game. Grand Terrace played Etowanda. Grand Terrace also from the Arrowhead Athletic Conference. They lost to Etowanda, who's very good, obviously. 55-zip the final score. And finally, Kaiser and Lusinger. And Kaiser loses big against Lusinger, 62-zip. Coach Cornish taking over for Coach Cardosi as the Cats will try to get him his first win in week 1. All right, let's take one quick commercial break, guys. It's about midnight right now, so we're going to make this fast. One more very quick break. When we come back, we'll preview week 1 here on the Friday Night Pep Rally. We'll be right back.
The City of Riverside Public Works Department wants you to know how holidays affect your trash service. Trash pickup will not be available during major holidays and collection times will be adjusted in response. Residents with city trash service will see the following adjustments. For Monday holidays, your Monday collection will happen on Tuesday and Tuesday collections will occur on Wednesdays. For Thursday holidays, Thursday service will occur on Friday and Friday service on Saturday. For Friday holidays, your Friday service will occur on Saturday. Residents served by outside vendors will experience a one-day delay of service for each day after any holiday taking place Monday through Friday. And for more information about trash services, recycling, or bulky items, visit the Public Works website at riversideca.gov/publicworks.
And thanks for staying up late here on the Friday Night Pep Rally on Riverside TV. Let's quickly take a look as we preview week 1, which would be next week here for our local teams. We'll start with a Thursday night special. Santiago taking on Hillcrest. The Trojans coming off a big win against Corona. They'll try to do it again against the Sharks. We got Kaiser taking on King, and the Wolves looking very impressive tonight on the road at Roosevelt, getting that win. Ramona versus Arlington. 2 teams starting the season with a win tonight. So that could be interesting between the Lions and the Rams next week.
Rams.
No? All
Nope.
Rams.
Rams, baby.
The Lions are watching right now,
I
Jeff.
know.
Rams.
Sorry,
Rams.
but you're better than I thought, so I'm happy for you. But you won't beat the Rams.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Poly versus JW North. I believe this is a Riverside TV game, correct?
I will be on the call for that game. I get to see my buddy OP Vaiapulu for the second week in a row.
Good test for Paulie.
Yes, absolutely, right? West Valley will take on La Sierra. We'll see if the Eagles can bounce back in that week 1 contest.
And
Norte
West
Vista with Coach Baddorf playing on the road at Arroyo Valley. And let's see, we got Notre Dame taking on Western Christian. We saw them tonight a little bit as Western Christian took on Arlington. And finally, California School for the Deaf Riverside CSDR will make their season debut at home against Foothills Christian. And that is also, right, a Riverside TV game.
John
live.
Rice.
And I will be there.
Yeah, John Rice will be on the call with J.R. Ibarra.
Can't wait. Can't wait. It's going to be awesome.
So, and those are both on Friday, right? It's not a Thursday.
Friday
it's
night.
But 2 on Friday night. That's
2 on
amazing.
Friday. And then the following week we have 3.
Tune into our game. Tune into California School for the
Those
Deaf
are always a
Riverside.
lot of fun.
Yep.
It's like arena football, right? I
There
mean,
we
there's
go.
so much scoring back. Coach, you were
Eight-man
saying
football.
I know it's late. We got to wrap this up,
Yep.
but you said you started out
1
in
year.
8-man, right?
Yeah, 1 year in 8-man football. 1998. It was so much fun. Balls flying around. It's basketball and grass.
What is this?
That's right.
Win.
Yep, let's do it. Wait.
Cubs.
Win Cubs.
Cubs.
There
right.
we go.
Yeah, there you go. All right,
Win
thank you for
Cubs.
staying up late here on the Friday Night Pep Rally. Our goal is to get you out of here by midnight. We went a little bit over. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Next week in week 1, we're already slated to have at least highlights from 10 different games. And, of course, all the scores, analysis, and a whole lot of fun as well. For Jeff Gorham and John Rice, my name is Pep Fernandez. Thank you guys for staying up late, and we'll see you next week on the Friday Night Pep Rally on Riverside TV.